Uh, yeah, media. So how the media is able to just influence on society at large. So society is influenced by media. So the way, so many ways, it will just influence you, society as well. So it is the media for the masses that help them to just get information, a lot of things, and whatever the happening surroundings, it will just give you and make you a judgment regarding the various issues. It will give you the his view or point. I mean, it's a version. So about, I mean, any issue that's happening, any event is happening. So nowadays, media influence so many behavior, people's behavior. Information can be spread after a few clicks of a button. So the kind of, I mean, advancement of technology just made the people to be able to just access the information, whether it is a true or false or speculation or graphics, any kind of thing. So that's available at a click of a button. So this can affect the relationship in various ways, be between the celebrities or ordinary people, between the celebrities themselves and their loved ones. So that kind of a, so whatever the information is really just be able to just quickly, promptly can able to access the information. So controversial stories are reported and printed at times without checking the veracity of facts. So that is the thing that's happening. So without checking the facts, so the persons, the content creators, or maybe newspapers, some digital platforms, or what they will do, then what people and general people, general public, what they will just immediately the posts on their wallpapers, or maybe share on WhatsApp, or maybe share on Instagram. So that is the thing that's happening. The public mean to just believe everything they are told or not question. So that way, so whoever, I mean, this the media, whatever they disseminate the information, they will not be questioned. The kind of a intention, the general notion that that whatever the information, whatever the news, they just traditional print media, traditional electronic media just passes on, just disseminate to the public. So that cannot be questioned. So that kind of a notion that we cannot question the particular traditional media. So media on its own can easily assert an opinion with a few tabs. It can lead to the further investigation, front page headlines. So additionally, as newspaper magazines have websites, articles can be posted and received quicker than printed articles and are updated more regularly. The media can influence the way people are viewed. So how the way it will just able to just have certain kind of influence on people. So media function as a guardsman, so protect the interest of the public, steer clear of wrongdoings, and heighten the public consciousness in the present day. So we know, so when the people in politics make full use of their positions, or when the mafia or criminals groups are making the lives of ordinary people difficult, when the taxpayers' money is used for the personal interest of influential people, and ordinary people are just bystanders, devoid of a voice and opinion, the media its own take a bigger responsibility here as the fourth estate of democracy. So, together with the judiciary, executive, and legislature, today's media has a comprehensive role to deal with the injustice and oppression, misconduct, and favoritism found in society. So we know this different kind of scandals, different kind of persons who are involved, who are in the occupied, I mean, public position, who is, I mean, consider themselves as, I mean, uh, I mean, representatives of the people. So the kind of the kind of their involvement in irregularities. So that can be highlighted. That kind of this, I mean, media, what will do? It will just highlight. It will just focus the irregularities and highlight what kind of activities the particular individual who's occupying a particular position can be questioned. So can be, this is a scope. This is a responsibility where this media act as a fourth pillar of the democracy, and just feel itself as a watchdog of the society, and just whoever commit I mean crimes, whoever involved in the irregularities, it able to question, it will be able to just raise. So that's the way how to just say have certain kind of influence on media, has certain influence on society. So advent of television led to the visuals media getting emphasis, and no time it emerged as a promising tool for spreading current news, entertainment, and shaping public opinions in society. So how did we shaping the public opinion? So by the way of its visuals, by way of presenting the event, by way of, I mean, just focusing the particular issue, how it is taking up. So it may be any kind of a current, I mean, contemporary issues, maybe kind of, I mean, Bengal doctor issue, or maybe any kind of a national issue in Haryana, maybe about Kejriwal. So that whatever happening, so maybe South India. So Vijaya, so he has, I mean, launched new party. So that kind of a current affairs continues to focus and just able to just give you the public opinion, just to focus. So what kind of a particular person is, how it will be there. So what kind of a effect it will have. So that all everything will be try to just mobilize the people's attitude or behavior, as well as they're just able to just build the opinion in society. So the introduction of the internet provided an opportunity for ordinary people to communicate their views, opinions through blogs, web posts, as well as by using social media. So that is my social media. So we just, I mean, see how the print media has acted and how the electronic media have certain kind of a influence, and now the kind of a interactive media, social media, digital platforms, so that will allow the people to express their sorrows, their happiness, and maybe their experiences by posting and blogs and posts. So using different platforms. So new media are essentially in interpreting and giving meaning to disasters in order to provide insights to scholars and construction of the disasters. So the notion of a media construction mainly relates to the primary and dominant function of a news media to inform society about the factual aspects of a disaster in addition to analysis and interpretation. So that's kind of information. So even digital new media, so the kind of interpret it. So whatever issue happen, it will just interpret, it will give the analysis and just give in-depth analysis of the particular issue. So next, what are the bad effects on the generation of media had, I mean, certain kind of a bad effects on the generation of youngsters as youth are strongly influenced by media, which with the children following them to just get noticed. So sometimes they focus on the negative side of the media, resulting in a bad influence. So the inspiration to commit crime. So the by following the media, whoever just control the media controls the mind. So that's kind of a one. So whoever controlling the mind means they are just able to build the people's will or mobilize or motivate, influence. So that kind of a sort of a, I mean, influence on so individual and society will have. So whoever just control the media, control the minds means. So they will just direct, they will can inspire, they will can build opinions, they can able to just motivate. So that's kind of a person, that kind of a messages that media deliver. So that's the word, the whoever controls the media controls the mind. So it's a kind of a notion that is more popular. So that way that we have certain kind of those who are just feel isolated. So for them, so the kind of information, the kind of exposure particular person has, I mean, continuously viewing crime related items. So he or she may able to just adapt the ways to just commit the suicide. So that the kind of exposure, that kind of effect, negative effect it will have on society. In many ways, human beings express their nature by recreating an organization which guides and controls their behavior. These organizations, so any kind of organization, so have some liberate and activities and may have set up certain kind of standards to follow and maintain. So media occupies as a one media also act as, I mean, leisure time. It will also people take up a high proportion of leisure time, and average 20 sorry 25 hours per week goes for watching television, cinema, listening to radio, and reading magazine and newspapers. For children, the time spent on television watching equivalent to the time spent on school and family friends. So that kind of exposure, the kind of a media, so people are what they have just they instead of, I mean, getting the knowledge, instead of deriving the knowledge from the media. So they what they have, that's they're just more using this media for leisure activities. They're just spending hours on just watching entertainment. I mean, entertainment kind of a news and kind of issues on entertainment. They are using the entertainment media for leisure activities instead of, I mean, knowledge gaining. So that's, I mean, how the effect the media have having an individual. Next, media and society are closely related to each other. The extensive impact of media on society can easily be seen these days. The media reflect our society, how it works, what is constituted with the technological advancements. our society has also observed the expansion in the thoughts and ideas of people, and our society has accepted every single invention started from the printing press to the latest smartphone. So whatever over the period of time, so how different kind of technologies, the kind of new advanced machines or maybe advanced kind of a technology and kind of a smartphone, how the over the period of time, how they have developed, how whatever the new thing invented. So we just imbibed, we just received, then just we accepted the whatever inventions happen, whatever innovations happen. So over the period of time, that's how has certain kind of a way we just able to just receive at the end and accepted every single invention that starting from the printing press to the latest smartphones. A click away today. So what kind of way? Any just click away with the information on fingertips. So use the internet. So it's the kind of a internet explosions, the kind of way we have the internet access. So that is given the scope for the people or public so to access to the information immediately and quickly and promptly. So there are various forms of media that helps to inform, educate, entertain our society. So media can be a print form that is enough, like it's through newspapers, books, magazines, etc. Media includes electronic media form for spreading information, which is one of the most used media of mass communication. So that's the way. So the kind of a so there will be, as we know, so each media has its advantages. So the kind of a reach, the kind of a influence, the kind of a way it will have certain kind of a reach where some certain limitations as well as so newspaper is only for those who are literate people can read, and it will be limited to the literate people. So electronic media, it's I mean anybody without kind of a literacy, it's not related to the, any kind of a literacy. So any person can view, any person can see the pictures, the visuals, and listen to the audio and music, and can be able to understand so what the message intended for, how they are transmitting. So he able to receive the information easily. So that's the kind of a, each media has its limitation and advantages as well. So media, the kind of a, now we have the impact of fake news. The media has a positive and negative effects and has influencing public over generations. So nowadays, what's happening? Fake news impacts society and instigate the public to commit crimes as they react fast on sensitive issues without thinking much. Social media like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, so are playing a major role in spreading the fake news kind of thing. So anything, so fake news, certain kind of people who are sensitive enough, so they just when exposed to certain kind of information, they feel kind of a thing the world. So during Corona time, so people just most of the people are just gone into isolation, so that the thing they think that the world is going to end. So that way, so they perceive the kind of information, the kind of a flow of information. So they think they thought that it will be end of that I mean end to the I mean world. So that they are taken up this extreme steps like when committing the suicides kind of thing. So maybe they listen to the, any kind of information that they feel that more sensitive and they can react, and they may there may be chances that they will able to just take up extreme steps kind of things. So that's kind of a fake news has a kind of a influence on the people as well. So socialization of a media function. So as an agency for socialization means empowering the people to acquire norms and experiences of a group as a whole to maintain cultural consensus and communal harmony. So socialization also gives the people the same kind of a people, same kind of a group, so that then they can mingle, so they can share, so can they can express their experiences, their joy, their happiness. So with the same group of people, then maybe the community group or the particular interact with the other peoples. So next, what is the we just move on to the social responsibility of the media. So what is the social responsibility of the media? So how it will be has to react so to the situation, how it will has a, how it should be behave. There is social responsibility. One of the foremost communication scholars like Dennis McQuell summarized the basic principles in theory of social responsibility, which states the few aspects. So media should accept and fulfill certain obligation to the society. So media should accept. So whatever the issue is happening, so they need to just yes, I will share the PPTs. So they have reacted. Yeah, social response. So it's, I mean, I think it's my screen is visible. Yeah. So what I mean, Maxwell summarizes the basic principles of from a social responsibility theory. So what kind of aspects is just listed? So how media should react? So media should accept and fulfill the certain obligations to society. These obligations mainly to be met by setting high or professional standards of informativeness, truth, accuracy, objectivity, and balance. So, whatever information the media is disseminating and passing on to the public, so they need to keep in mind the kind of a truth, the informativeness. So, there should be kind of a the information should be useful for the public, and it will contain the truth and has the accuracy. The data, whatever data they will just publish, whatever data they believe and feel, they need to have certain kind of accuracy and objectivity. So what kind of objectivity will through that particular item, news item, so it will be able to just how people can use the certain kind of a content, and just need to just have certain kind of a balance in the story presentation. So you need to just see, so the media should able to give the both versions. So it will be both, well, it should not focus only one side of one angle of the story. It should have focus. It can able to focus on other angle as well as other angle as well. So that can it will have certain kind of a balance in presentation. So that way the kind of a aspect. Next, in accepting and applying these obligations, media should be self-regulating within the framework of law and established institutions. So one more thing, kind of a here self-regulating kind of self-regulating kind of so what shall be useful for the public. So whether the any kind of a sensitive information or any kind of a visuals or a caricature that is may disturb or may instigate, may incite people or communities or groups. So such kind of a visual, such kind of a material, such kind of a inciting content should be I mean, absent can able to just stop or I mean, able to just control that should not be go to the public. So that kind of a self-regulating the framework should be developed so that can according to the institution. So we have even self-regulating the National Broadcasting Association is there for electronic media, and we have Press Council of India is there. So they are just regulating. So the Press Council of India is an institution. I mean, this is government body. So that kind of is kind of way it will just only look after see only the press related items. So whereas National Broadcasting Association with self-regulatory body consists of 26 current affairs channels, they has formulated certain kind of a self-regulation. So that can so any should anybody all who are the members of the National Broadcasting Association, they should follow the certain the evolved guidelines. So the media should avoid offensive content triggering crime, violence, civil disorder, or harm to minority groups. So this is a kind of way. So media should be more offensive kind of the content. So whatever the triggering certain kind of crimes, that kind of inciting the violence and making civil disorders, the harm to the certain kind of ethnic groups or minority community. So there should be more see that certain kind of a content it will not I mean instigate or incite or in case create disorder in the society. So next, media as a whole should be pluralistic and reflect the diversity of their society and giving access to various point of view and the rights of reply. So whatever the content that will publish, so see the content is we know. So we have a diversity. So we have different culture, different people, different ethnic group, different language. So see that should be everything should be presented in a fair and good taste. So that is the main intention here. So next, society public have the right to expect high standards of a performance and invention can be justified to secure the public good. So that is the way. So high standards of high professional standards. So whatever they're just publishing, whatever they're just intended to just writing an article, we should have the kind of a standards, just maintain the certain standards, so professional standards, so that can be useful. It will be for the public good. It will be kind of a justifiable kind of a professional aspects, professional standards. So next, journalists and media professionals should accountable to society. So whatever they feel, so accountable to the society as well as to the employers and the markets. So Here, so journalists, so whoever just involved in the profession should be accountable. So whatever they're publishing, so whatever they need to just feel responsible. Whatever information they will just pass on, they're just planning to disseminate certain kind of a content and maybe covering the certain kind of issue. They need to be accountable. So how it will be reflect, how it will be just have certain kind of influence on society. So that's kind of a responsible, that kind of accountability. They should have accountability to the society as society. Next, moving on to the so media and cultural changes. So media enrich our culture in two ways. How it will just enrich two ways of transmitting culture and heritage from one generation to another generation. So we have seen in ancient period also. So the kind of a culture, whatever the kind of a culture, kind of a experiences, kind of thoughts, ideas, they were just pass on through in the form of uh, images. So that way, how they have just pass on the ideology or maybe kind of a culture to the next generation. So that's the kind of way the media so enrich the culture in two ways. May how it will just transmitting the culture and heritage from generation to generation and introducing and spreading cultural values across various segments of the society. So that's a kind of a, so just it's supposed to build. It's supposed to supposed to just build and just strengthen the existing values. So maybe we have in society, we have certain kind of a values, certain kind of a standards that is supposed to the kind of a culture it has supposed to protect. It's supposed to strengthen the existing values in society, cultural values, the kind of feelings, beliefs, so that we that kind of a beliefs and that kind of a culture, that kind of a elements, certain elements in society. So that we have certain kind of a follow beliefs, certain kind of a standards that should be strengthened by this media has to something continuously protect our culture as well as also transmit the culture to next generation. So what is the main importance of this culture? So why we are doing so, so now why we just celebrating the Vinayak Chavithi for 9 days. So what is the importance? What is the significance of the culture? So why we just do need to just fast one day in a week or maybe so the kind of a why we need to just chant some kind of a slogans so that can cover maybe how why we need to just have certain kind of a values so that are just built by our forefathers so that can it will our as need to just that main intention was to strengthen our culture and values. So that should be the media should keep in mind that the values and the culture that should be protected, that should be strengthened from time to time. So media tends to produce more ideological accounts benefit of true accounts of for the consumption of the general public changes the media discourse, especially target to some potential groups which are magnificently influential on public opinion, ideologies, and models. So the kind of ideologies, so certain kind of ideologies, we are popular ideologies. So that will be useful. That will be, able to have certain kind of intellectual thinking, so that can society as a whole, if an individual can have certain kind of ideological strong beliefs, ideological certain kind of attachment to certain kind of ideology, so that then they able to build a good society. And build society means good culture and good atmosphere surrounding. So that's a way that able to this media has to just tendency to just protect and just the ideological aspects as well. So next, culture is manufactured at different layers of the depth and depth. The culture of the particular group or organization is able to distinguish three fundamental levels. So three fundamental levels, it will able to just observe the artifacts, values, basic underlying assumptions. So culture is learned, not inherited. So the what is the culture? So the kind of a costume, the kind of a tradition we have. So that is kind of a which will be it should be observed. It should be learned, not so you need to do it not by inheritance. So the source of a new culture elements in society may also be another way it will just be able to just transform the culture elements of one culture borrowed and the incorporated in disciplined culture called diffusion. So the other culture, so whatever new culture we are just seeing, and after seeing we just accepting kind of way, it will be called as a diffusion. So the I know we know diffusion of innovation theory. So how whatever new things, whatever new inventions happen, so whether people will accept, whether people will reject. So culture also on the same lines. So if you feel that kind of a culture is good, I mean, feel if you feel that kind of a culture be more interesting, that you can receive they receive and accept that kind of culture. So if you feel that kind of a culture is not good, then you will just reject that kind of a culture. So that's the way how the way diffusion will just explain how it will able to perceive the ways and events and culture of a different cultures. The processes of a diffusion and acculturation brings some kind of a cultural changes and shift in the culture as well. So that way, so culture, so how to we just, I mean, we invent, we just accept different kind of culture. So media proved to be influential and belief that in its wider cultural sense, the media largely reinforces those values norms which had already achieved a wide consensual foundation. Media as a powerful social system plays an important role in creating a person's sense of reality. So that is a way how it will have certain kind of it will be try to just influence the beliefs so that are already existing culture that will strengthen the culture. So that's the way how media. Sorry. So the way new culture, how the culture transmit, how the I mean, media strengthen the culture. So media nowadays, I mean, what happens? I mean, media is dominate today the cultural production. The thing is, I mean, untouched by media. So everything. So wherever, so it may be related to the tribals, it may be related to the specific ethnic groups, or maybe interior specific sects. So they will call just I mean go there and just cover the media the culture will be the media will cover the certain kind of a culture, so the kind of a prevalence of certain popular culture among popular ethnic groups. So it will be every culture, every the kind of a life people leading. So everything will be covered by media. So it will be able to just have this very scoop and it will go and see everything. So that kind of everything is not left out. So it is a media that present the matter in interesting ways. So media dominates cultural values in such a way that moral values have been destroyed or seriously harmed. The impact of the media on cultural moral values can only be appreciated if the study of the media is freed from cultural studies. The study of culture extends from Aristotle and Plato to Kant and Hegel and Marx and others. Cultural studies have a specific view of media in the sense that cultural studies can explore and unravel the political dimensions of the media and the text. So that's the way. So I mean, we have seen them in different kind of cultures, so from Socrates to the just Max and others. So how would Aristotle, so the kind of a impact the media on cultural and moral values. So that kind of be so how the media it will be some kind of a people they will believe that the culture, the media and the culture should be separated. They need to be studied separately. So the kind of a research, the kind of a the intellectual thought, how they need to be done, how they need to be studied. So the media shapes different cultural aspects and culture shapes uh, uh, different cultural aspects and culture shapes the media. Media messages are rich cultural texts that provide insights into the values and meanings of a feelings, not as I mean causes of a culture. So mass media presents the cultural life, its images, its stories that contribute to a sense of identification. So that kind of a culture, so the way, so how the people are living. So what is their culture? Those who are living in the hilltops, or maybe those living in the interior forest. So what kind of a culture they, how they inhabit, so how they enjoy their I mean, leisure freedom. So what kind of a cultivation, so what kind of interaction they, how they will their I mean, do their agriculture. So, what kind of a crops they will grow? So, how will they live together? So, what kind of a culture? So, what kind of a manners are there? So, how their marriage will happen in the particular ethnic group? So, this is a different aspect, different cultural stories. They will just continuously focus and able to just enhance. and just focus and show the world that this particular ethnic group, particular sect, I mean particular certain group, so that how they are behaving, how they are just having some different cultures, the unique culture kind of way that will be presented in a unique stories, or maybe like kind of a images, and it will be give the certain kind of ideal identity for the culture through presentation the story in the form of stories. So what is here? So what is the main divide? So rural urban divide. So we have nots and haves and have nots. So the kind of a, India. So we will there will be kind of a greater thing that I mean. So the India is called the Bharat and Bharat and India. So there are two terms that are popularly used by the economics as well as the intellectuals to in order to just focus rural India and the urban India. So how the divide in India has, in India is happening. The India is, India is where the India, the term India is where the urban area where it's considered as developed territories, and the Bharat is the way the rural people live. So they are under developed kind of a thing. So that way, different kind of intellectual people from time to time they will be able to focus, they will be able to concentrate the kind of a India, they kind of a divide in India. So rural India is characterized by severe poverty. So as we know, kind of a poverty and illiteracy, lack of health services, lack of employment opportunities, and backwardness is there. This generates a politically and ethically unacceptable disparity of services opportunities for rural population and prevents them from appropriately participating in socio-economic and political life of the nation. So that kind of the kind of a background, the kind of a literacy, poverty, lack of health facilities, lack of health services, and the unemployment opportunities, and the backwardness, the kind of a superstition, the kind of a, they have certain kind of a beliefs, the kind of a back superstition that made them be in backwardness. So that kind of a certain kind of a social evils also make them to just board backward kind of thing. So that way, the rural India was carried, how the rural India is characterized. So the programs on radio catering to the interests of the rural sections, which constitute a small scale industries, farming, forestry, fisheries, etc., which has been helped the rural people in the matter related to matter related to day-to-day life. On the other hand, so TV is the second most medium in terms of the reach, visuals, and the audio when combined together help in better understanding and provides up-to-date information. So for when we have an urban and rural divide, so how the media is working. So they are just catering to the needs of the people of a particular religion, so particular region. So for rural people, they are just concentrating on the developing the program. So as we know, Krishi Darshan, the particular program was when it was started, when the TV was not there for a farming community or maybe certain programs on radio. So in order to just promote health among people and good health among people, and family planning and farming and forestry, and how they need to just adopt new technologies, how they need to just adapt to new ways of methods in agriculture. So certain kind of a program they are made, and already after the advent of the television, so they started the specific program for the rural people, and in order to just build just in order to eradicate social evils from society. So it's like superstitions or maybe kind of a they need to just the way upgradation, the thinking levels, so that through particular programs they try to just through Doordarshan they try to just give the moral values of the moral just develop the moral values in society, or else uplift the kind of a people thinking, the stereotype kind of a thinking. They need to just change the ideology, change the minds of the people. So that's different kind of different kind of a programs were just chalked out and just planned and just made to, so that can it can be able to just have certain kind of a influence, so that can they can able to just mobilize and inspire the people and bring about change in their thinking, just about the thinking, then how they are thinking, how to just adapt the new inventions, new technology, way of farming, and new way of seeing the things. So that's the way these, I mean, electronic media has certainly has have succeeded in ways. So we have, I mean, 1975, we have the, I mean, site satellite instruction television there. So, and there is a KEDA project that happened in Gujarat. So the kind of I mean, this, I mean, site program happened in 26. So I mean, the different kind of, I mean, states. So that way, the programs are focusing on health, education, and the general perception of, I mean, superstition that programs are developed. So the kind of that after, I mean, disseminating such kind of, I mean, programs, so they establish the community cells at different locations at the district headquarters. Are people able to see such kind of a programs? And they have just started the improving their standard of living, kind of a thinking towards an issue. So that's the way that electronic media has succeeded. The other one other the way. So in order to just educate, in order to inform the people and bring about change in society. So it covers a vast section of people like, I mean, daily soap operas, and news, movies, reality shows, sports, weather forecasts, religious programs, and music, etc. So we have, we have around above 900 channels. So it's, I mean, including the current affairs, news and current affairs channels, and other channels that are, I mean, we have specific sports, religious channels are there. The environmental channels are there, discovery channel, like, I mean, documentary channel kind of a channels. So health channels are there, food and thought channels. So okay, travel and tourism channels. So different kind of a channels are there that be just catering the, I mean, needs of the nick segment of the society. So different kind of a programs they are just chalked out and just able to just developing the particular programs to just fulfill their particular segments of the society. So the grassroots communication for rural people and development approaches focus on them as they are at the center of a given development initiative. In rural areas, there are many formal communication channels through which the change agents work for the people. So they just start up, I mean, district community television sets. So the grass level approach that able to just bring certain kind of a through programs, the certain kind of bring certain kind of a change in their behavior attitude as well towards a particular issue. So the government is running so many programs and campaigns in the rural areas, and the medium of these campaigns are formal channels of communication. So there will be we have seen the burakatas, the traditional media, even government has used the traditional form of communication. So maybe they're popular popular local folklore, as well as a harikatha, like, I mean, harikatha, burakatha kind of a platforms they will use to just propagate, just use the select the certain kind of a medium popular that the rural people are able to receive the campaigns, that receive the message to intended to just bring about change in the society, in the village. So that's the way how the government is, I mean, running certain kind of a campaigns and programs to just upgrade the thinking of the people. So it runs like, I mean, thread linking the past and the present culture through various legends, lores, poems, myths. So that is, I mean, popular lores, folklores. So popular, I mean, like, I mean, Harikatha, Burakathas, or Notanki, Tamasha, street plays. So this is the popular formats they will use these platforms to just entertain, and at the same time they will pass on the message. The formal means of communication are considered to be the legitimate mode of communication due to continued practice of transmitting the message. So that's why how the this is a different kind of a platform, different kind of a popular platform the government using to just through using the popular cultural uh, folklore, so that they can able to send it, able to disseminate the information for to just upgrade the people thinking. So information communication technologies now, the information communication technologies can overcome many infrastructure constraints. Like it has earned the reputation to be the key information flow of for intensifying the development efforts in rural India, considered as an imperative strategy for achieving the goals sustainable rural development through ICTs. People in rural areas can connect with the local, regional, and national economy and access market and financial services and employment opportunities. So that way, so the kind of the ICT's information communication technology also development is able to people able to view the rural people able to view and can access, can know, can enhance their knowledge. So on markets and financial service, and they are also able to connect with the local, national, international, national economy, as well as and access the different kind of markets available throughout the country. So this facilitated the rural people to just access to the information. So this is the there. So just I'm just moving to the next slide. So next unit, just moving to the next unit. So how media literacy. So the kind of we have seen the way, so different kind of different kind of ways how that way sorry. So how the media, so we have seen, so how so media and society, so what kind of effect it will have, so how the different kind of a culture, so whether it will, how the media is protecting the culture, how it will transmitting the culture, so how is identifying, how is strengthening our values and beliefs and culture. So that's kind of a aspects, and the way we have seen the kind of program that will develop from time to time to, so that can it will just bring the thinking of the people. So now we just think we just focus on the new media and the society, how new media and society will have influence. So what kind of influence it will have, so how it is done. So just yes. So new media and society just introduce the history and the use of new technologies, examine the basic issues posed by interactive media in areas that affect intellectual or organizational social life. So new media, what we have, so it is new media is more interactive kind of thing. So whatever, so that it will like will take about the Facebook, Instagram, or maybe Twitter. So where if you see anything, so you want to react immediately, you can react. So the other person also they can react. So you can also you can chat, you can just express your sorrows, you can express your happiness, and you react, and also immediately we give feedback to the any kind of a event, any kind of a article, any kind of a image that is ever seen. So that kind of scope it's a new media has given to the people. New media is an umbrella term, so which includes different technologies. In the opinion of the some, I mean, so specialists in new media includes blogs, podcasts, video games, virtual worlds, wiki encyclopedia, and other mobile devices and interactive television, even the websites and emails. So, what is interactive television? So, do you have any kind of interactive television? Do you know? So, what kind of interactive television is there? So interactive television is nothing but so the kind of a program, the health, the I mean, hello doctor kind of where, so where so doctor will just clarify your doubts on a particular health issue. So that's kind of interactive, TV program, certain programs. That's where you can just immediately react to the give and just ask to the doctor, maybe particular program or celebrity person is involved, you want to talk there, you can just they will make through telephone, you can just able to contact you, able to just give your feedback and kind of the way that you can able to interact. The multimedia is a good way to communicate as it facilitate easy understanding. So multimedia is an advanced technology. So the what is the concept of multimedia? So now multimedia. So multimedia. So the convergence of media are the multimedia. So the kind of way. So multimedia is an advanced technology that facilitates integration of a text, data, image, graphics, audio, video, animation, digital prompts. So everything. So multi. So name itself is explain is self-explanatory. So multimedia. So here, so different kind of aspects of, different kind of, takes the way integrate the text. So data, you can just use the image and graphics, audio, video, and animation in digital domain. Provides a new ways to enhance delivery of information and its impact on the user. So in other words, we can say that multimedia is a culmination of text, graphics, audio, video. So that's way how the multimedia is. Nowadays, we are using the multimedia, different kind of a text, different kind of images, so animation, so data. So in a way, in an integrated way, in a one way, so that can you can able to impress, you can able to just give the information in a broader and using different kind of different media. So the concept of multimedia explained by Sartori through the union in a single media of the written and spoken word of the sound and image. So this is when one person has just given the Sartori. So that union is a union in a single media of the written spoken word of a sound and image. The role of multimedia for society has moved from engaging digital images, videos, audio, files to methods, tools, systems that help empower the individual to address society challenges. Multimedia can shape the future interactive system in which way real world and digital world became inseparably connected. So that way, so digital world is inseparably connected. How that the media through kind of a images, through kind of a sound, through kind of a audio, the data, the graphics, the animation, the so everything will be integrated that can be delivered. So how it will be happening. So new media. So one of the objective is to identify the characteristics of a new media and contrast them with electronic mass media. So the two-way, new media is a two-way communication, easiness of access to and dissemination of information, and continuous learning and alignment and integration. So you can just align with any kind of a text, any kind of a data, any kind of a audio file or video file, so that you can integrate with other graphics and images and communities. So for the particular community, we have separate kind of a community. They we can create our own community and we can just interact with our community and different groups as well. So that's the main objective of this main characteristic of the new media. It will be two-way communications where so you can react, you can interact. So the way the person who was making content, creating content, he developed the content on a particular issue, and the other person will immediately react whether it has been good or this is that is not that kind of a taste. So the kind of a reaction immediately you can give to the reactions as well. So that is a way how they can able to build two-way communication. So easiness. So easiness means so it's a way that you're able to easily access to the information, and also you can create your own content and can able to immediately disseminate and continuous learning. It's a way. So the way the digital platforms will allow you just to maybe Wikipedia. I mean, so many websites are there, so many sources are there. So the way you can just go on learning continuously. So there will be scope, there will be wide horizon where you can access to lot of information, and you can also just go through and just improvise your knowledge as well. So alignment and integration, so they can align with any kind of a image, video, audio file. It will make you integrate and just able to do this, allow this media to integrate. And a community, you can form your own community, you can own group and circulate the messages, circulate your experiences. So the new media technology has generated massive social changes in the behavior and lifestyle pattern of the consumers. New media shaped modern culture by affecting the way people behave, communicate, learn, conceive of themselves, their world. So that's the way how they are just able to the kind of a way, the kind of a changes, so lifestyle patterns. So the new technology, the kind of a bring about the social changes in the behavior, lifestyle pattern of the consumers. So the kind of a this new media, when you access the information, you just make you certain kind of a materialistic or maybe certain kind of a consumer the change the lifestyle pattern of an individual. So new media shaped the modern culture by affecting the way people are behave. So people behave the kind of a so certain kind of a they're able to build certain kind of a attitude, certain kind of a behavior, through this, I mean, certain kind of they may be intruding into our culture, and they will be this the culture. Now it will become cosmopolitan culture where you have different type of a culture people. You will assimilate, you will assemble and just mix the different kind of a culture. So this is a way how the media is allowed different kind of a culture, and maybe certain kind of way it will be changing your lifestyle as well as, and it will also easy to just go through and just get the new culture, and also just do search, get the information about related to the new products, or maybe new information on a new inventions way as well. So next, digitalization and convergence. So what is digitalization and convergence? So I mean, today's digital artifacts and online practices penetrate a major portion of our everyday organizational social economic activities. The scale and scope of a transformative power in emerging phenomena such as the connectivity, platform, algorithm, power, and big data is more vigorous than the disruptive technologies in history. So digitalization means, so suppose we whatever everything is a digitalized means, so suppose we need to just access the documentaries that is digitalized in the archives. So Indian archive where you can just access to the different kind of documents that made from time to time. So like I mean, Satyajit Ray documentaries. So archives there you can just access to the documentaries and retrieve there. So because it is a digitalization kind of a, so even your books, so certain kind of a books, permanent books, or maybe certain kind of a documents where it can be digitalized, so that can you can the technologies made make just it will make you easy to access and store and retrieve whenever you require. So that's the way the distillation is happening. That's why this is the one of the advantage for the society. So distillation has helped mostly in the convergence of a new media, which has brought about radical change in society and media ownership pattern as well. So digitalization and growth of media have changed the news industry, resulting in adjustments of the media production to the rising power of users of social media platforms and independent publishers. So that way, so in India, we have seen the individual publishers as, I mean, they have set up their own YouTube channels, they have set up their own websites, they set up this running their different multiple websites, maybe catering to the needs of the people, maybe those who are just interested in the health items. So there will be they set up the certain kind of a website. They will be only you will find their health content, or certain websites where you just find only sports content, or maybe certain way where you will find the travel tourism related items. So that kind of a way individual persons can able to establish. Maybe food channels are there, those who are, I mean, food lovers for the street food. In this food channels also there is a free street food as there specifically. So that way different kind of a people can able to establish their own channels, their own websites, so that can they can just fulfill the needs of the different category nick segment of the society. So that's how it is just happening. Just so next, distillation of a content. So just give me why it's yes, sorry. Yeah. So digitalization of a content is one of the major drivers of convergence. So in the digital world, the content can be transmitted across different networks. Different services can be offered based on the same content. The synergy achieved goes far beyond the electronic communication forms, include among the others and the printing process. So whatever that they print, whatever the information will go on publishing, that will be preserved. Distillation of information has become an important factor across all industries and make it easier to preserve and share as well as access the information. So this is a so why we need to know about these digitalization and media society. So media and new world, so new media and the society. So basic kind of thing. So when we just know about the what kind of aspects, what kind of importance, and what kind of I mean significance of the particular media, so we can able to assess, we can able to interpret the as a media student, as a media literate students, we can able to assess, we can able to just interpret the messages that developed, that created, and the created and digital platforms and new media, or maybe social media platforms, so that you can identify who is the person behind them, what is the intention, what is the motive, what is the time of a posting. So why there is, I mean, they can check the facts and verify the facts as well. So that is the way. So different. So you need to just understand the different kind of a media. Just we are going through the print media, through electronic media, and new media, and how digitalization is happening. So what kind of activities are there? So how the people in India, so rural people and the urban and rural people, how they divided. So what kind of a programs the government has already done. So through using this, I mean, traditional platforms, maybe using the popular folklore, some traditional like Harikatha, Burakatha, the kind of a platforms to just disseminate the information. So that way, so whenever you see any kind of a content, any kind of a news item or any kind of a article, you can assess, you can analyze, you can just interpret. So what is the background of the particular person who has written a content, or who developed the particular news item. So who is behind? So what is the motive? That is the way. So that way you will need to just explore more kind of things that will give the scope to just understand different platforms, how it has a certain kind of effect on society, and how they are developed from time to time. So that's the way we are just going through different kind of platforms, how they are created, how they are, what kind of effect it will have on society and individual. So how they are this have certain kind of a significance on society. So just that's the way that we are going through this all digitalization and social media and electronic media. So digitalization information become the more important factor all across industries, makes it easier to just preserve, share, as well as access to the information. So everything is digitalized kind of. I mean, where if you just we want to access to the any kind of a document in the registration office or registration office or anywhere, so that is digitalized. Even you can certificates. There is a digital allocation where you can also preserve your digitalize your certificates whenever you require. You can also just retrieve. So that's why digital key was given to the people who are just in order to just make more digital literate people. So different kind of platforms are available how they can digitalize their contents. Some people will be able to digitize their content, their digitize their certificates or maybe documents, and preserve in the in the in the format of a documents. So maybe in the Google Gmail, or it may be a drive, so that can it will be uploaded and can able to retrieve whenever you require. So that's kind of a digitalization that will happening. The interactive nature of a new media content offers content creators and others who engage new ways of interaction with audience and participation as never before. Social uh, networking can be used to build content-centric communities that enhance experience and give the participants a greater feeling of engagement. So that kind of it also giving the scope, the can be able to enhance the experience of their experiences, and also give they also just get engaged into the particular event, or maybe they can interact kind of way. So next, virtual communities. So what kind of a virtual communities are this? How it will be benefit to the society as well? So virtual communities are the subgroups in cyber space, as envisaged as a global village by Marshall McLuhan. He's a sociologist. So the global village is called because every world is connected with the internet. So he can access any corner of the globe. So that's why he called the global village. So before the advent of the web, virtual communities existed and bulletin board services. Some virtual communities or facilitators has used the metaphor of a coffee house or similar to help the user visualize the community. In general, there are two kinds of a communication among virtual community members: message posting and the real-time chat. So message post, so that there are two virtual communities where you can just continuously post the messages, and where is them in real time in chats. So like we have, I mean, avatars, like we have separate kind of chat boards are there. So where we can just see each and every website or maybe any kind of a government organization, even if suppose go with them in any bank, they have set up, they have their own app, they have their own created their own avatars. Even suppose if you go to IRCTC, there will be particular person avatar will ask you, so may I help you kind of things. That way, you can just have a real kind of a chart. You can able to get your doubts clarified. Even I mean networks, I mean like I mean mobile networks also they have their own apps. So where you can also instead you can chat and you can get the information instantly. So in this world of a user represented by avatars, so as we know, the avatars are a graphical representation customized for the users to reflect his her real world appearances. So that way that you're able to just facilitate you, just make you to just um, interact with the avatars within these virtual worlds. Avatars under control of their owners interact with each other and with their virtual surroundings, much like we do in the real world. So that's how avatars will helping the community, will helping shaping and just giving the information to the public. Next, what are the effects of the new media on society? So, what kind of effect it will have on the media? What kind of effect the new media and society? So, the impact of the new media on society is varied in both positive and negative outlooks. Internet makes every publisher make you everyone as a publisher and a librarian, where anyone can produce and retrieve an unprecedented amount of information. The gatekeeping agenda setting function of the traditional media established are bypassed in favor of such engines and directors. So gatekeeping function, so where every individual became the publisher and became a librarian. So the gatekeeping in traditional format in print and electronic media, so where there will be sub-editor will be there. So particular person who is a gatekeeping person who is filter the information. So which information should be sent, which story should be published and which should be keep aside. So that is the way. So gatekeeping function of a sub-editor who is a filter the news and just see so what is the prominent, what is the importance of particular news at a particular time. So that will goes for publication. The others will be just left out. So that is why he will select the appropriate story and it will be given, find the certain kind of a space in newspaper. So that's why the gatekeeping function, agenda setting function. So agenda setting function means the kind of a agenda the media set for the day, set for the hour. So that kind of a function was there. Such kind of function was not able to just possible in this. I mean, new media. It is bypass the new search engines and new directories has just come up in the place of agenda settings and this kind of a gatekeeping. There is no person in the gatekeeping and there is no function of I mean agenda setting as well. So that can that everything is bypassed and some new search engines and that research established and come up. By chatting with the strangers in the chat rooms or reading the international newspapers online, we believe that we are learning about foreign culture and perspectives directly from the sources. So that's where so global village, why we call it the global village. It is any we can access to the any kind of information. We can just access to the magazines of the America and UK, Australia, Canada, maybe Afghanistan. So different kind of material, different kind of newspapers, international newspaper, magazines, or maybe any kind of a content we can able to access. So what is the new is the that young people will today so they're happy to decide on what is credible or worthwhile and what is not. The old media model believe in one source of truth. The new media model goes by that there are multiple source of truth and the power to sort out it out rest with the individual. So it's basically so earlier traditional media what films which we have is only follow the credible sources. And maybe it will find the one source that is some truth and this has some kind of a credibility. So where here the new media is given the different kind of a sources, multiple sources. So where you can just verify the truth and just able to sort out, chalk it out and sort it out the information and just able to arrive at the conclusion as well. So this has a profound implication of a traditional business model in the media industry, which are based on aggregating the large passive audience and holding them captive during advertising interruptions. So in the new media era, audiences will occasionally be large, but often small, visually tiny. In fact, the internet does not provide ample opportunity to gain knowledge about faraway places, offer a means of interacting across geographical ideas. So this is a way, so the kind of implication, traditional business models. So that what we'll do, it will be not try to just captive, will not earlier, how it will be done the captive kind of way. So like maybe Mahabharata, maybe like Ramayana, maybe kind of a so any soap operas like Shanti and maybe Rudraga. So that kind of a programs that in between they just telecast the ads. So in order to telecast the ads, so they will show the break after break. This will happen kind of way. They will give the teaser kind of way, so that can catch hold of the audience attention, and just the way how it will business model has worked in traditional media. Now the new media is given. This is not kind of a the traditional media is worked at just disseminating, developing the content at the larger audience, mass audience. Here, new media, what it will be just it will be own. It will be just targeting the particular segment, particular niche market. So occasionally a small and usually it is a tiny one kind of a. So whoever are interested in the knowledge, so they will access to they will just go through the niche information, the specific information they will search and they will get the information that only. So like in the traditional media business, so there is kind of a captive ways are there here in digital platforms. So there you can the way the consumer or maybe individual has the scope or an opportunity to just go through certain kind of a content which is for him interesting, which is more immersive kind of way. So he will select that kind of a content only. So based on this, there will be no kind of a captive kind of way. So there's a captive kind of way as well, because the kind of a immersive presentation, certain way they can able to just catch hold through their presentation. Next, I mean, camera phones or recorders permit users to abuse the technology. So that way, unknowingly, know people what they will do. So they will just capture the other person's uh, uh, videos, and they will take the photographs without their permission. So that's kind of a negative impact. That is negative sides of the new media, and allow the moral users an opportunity to capture special. And also, so this when you get the permission from the whom you are just shooting, so it will be it will be okay. So without their privacy, without their permission, so that kind of a taking the photographs or videos of the other persons, it is not I mean advisable. It is not I mean kind of way it is misusing the technology here. Next, application of a media literacy in various fields. So how in various fields how they are just uh, yeah, just the media literacy is using different kind of becoming literate with the news content. So you became once you just go through and you just interpret the news kind of items. So what kind of item is there? So what is the elements in there? How you will able to just set out and sort out. So it will be how just assemble in a particular group kind of thing that way. So becoming a media literate with the news content. So news content just you able to easily interpret. You able to understand and know so the kind of a motive, the kind of a person behind the news who are just disseminated. Next, set aside your own personal biases, so that way, so the kind of way once you just become a media literate, so that you can be you can just cannot influence, cannot mingle, cannot able to just use your personal biases while just going through the while reading through the content. Maintain your focus, so that will just media literate just give you the way to just maintain just focus your uh, what you are thinking, what you are I mean searching for that. So it will just focus, it will just have certain kind of a concentration what thing you are looking for. Next, it will make you to diversify your news sources. So where you will check the, so once you go to the one kind of any information, it will make you just go for news sources as well as news source, other sources on a particular issue, so that can you can establish, so that can you correlate and and can able to just interpret. Next, and distinguish between journalism, other forms of information. So how the different platforms are there. So what is the traditional media? How they are just giving that journalism. Those who are journalists, those are news media organization. How they are presenting the other platforms, the new digital platforms. How they are presenting that you able to distinguish. So what is the way journalism? What is the pyramid style? What is the news values in this content? And what are the I mean how whether the news content, news objectivity, news proximity is there in the other forms of information. So we will just able to assess and able to distinguish between the journalism other forms of information. So identify what is the new and why. So why now? So identify what is the new. So why they were also, so what is the new? Why particular the news item was written? Why it's particular news or information disseminated? So why now? So why, what is the importance right now to just disseminate such kind of a content, such kind of information? So that is the way that will be able to understand, that will be able to identify. So what is the new? So what is the new culture? So why they are just focusing right now? So that's kind of an aspect, that kind of elements we be able to identify. So becoming more media literate with advertisers. So advertisers way. So it will give you the kind of way you understand. So the what is the uniqueness in the advertising message, and what is their intention. So what is whether it is necessary, or whether it is a need, or whether it is a luxury. So it depends on your kind of way assessing, kind of way analyzing, kind of interpreting. You can arrive, you can able to take the conclusion easily. So next, we're moving on to the next unit. So the various aspects in developing the media literacy. So what are the aspects that will able to just sharpen, that will able to harness your skills? The purpose of developing a media literacy strategy is to gain control over the process of the influence that media currently dominates. So how the media, I mean, different kind of platforms, different media is try to able to dominate you through the continuous bombastic messages, bombastic content. So that way, the way you will media literacy strategy will make you to assess and interpret way. So developing media literacy, continually ask yourself what you want to get from this media exposure. If it is a facts and information, then process the material actively to select those facts and categorize them well. So that way, what kind of a message, what kind of a information, what kinds of a content, what kind of a image. So how they are just presented. So why this kind of a slogans, why this kind of a word terminology, this kind of a presentation, this kind of a layout they are used. So that can you can the process, and you understand the process how they are just ensured, so that it will able to just get the facts and cross check the facts as well. Now periodically keep a diary of media usage for a week. By repeating this exercise, you can just monitor your changing interest in media and vehicles and messages. Try to increase the variety in your media exposure. So that way, periodically, if you keep the diaries of a media usage for a week, so you have seen this in print media, so you're just following. So why, how they are just focusing. So how, what kind of aspects the particular newspaper focusing. So and also just you are just going through the electronic media, maybe TV. So you are seeing so what kind of a content they are continuously focusing, and maybe digital platforms. So what kind of a websites, what kind of a YouTube channel you are just focusing on, what kind of a content are there. So that way you just go through and keep a diary. You will able to assess. You will able to know the kind of a vehicles, the kind of a messages they are disseminating. So how and why and what kind of a intention they are doing this kind of a way, you will able to easily understand, you able to know and be more aware of the aspects, more aware of the elements that are used to just build certain kind of a content. Next, develop active media usage. This also make you to just be more active uh, media habits. So next, more control over media. So it will also give the so whatever different kind of a media is there. So it will also make you or show you where you are selecting. So here, media will not dominate you, but the way you when you become a more media literate kind of a, you can just select your own media. It will you control your own media. So that way you are reacting to the content and maybe giving your feedback to the presentations, maybe reacting to the content. That way it will just give you the scope to just control your own media, not by the media will not control you. So that's the way that skill it will be able to the media literacy people will be able to develop. So the acquiring the media literacy. So goal of the media literacy, the goal of the media literacy is to just give a young people theoretical knowledge about the mass communication media, their cultural, social, political implication to account possible. So that's kind of a where the main intention of the media goal of the sorry media literacy goal is to just make you possible. So what are the misuses? What are the political and social cultural implications in the content? How they are just disseminated? So enable you to just read and just analyze the messages, the content on the platform, different platforms, and the media gives them the what kind of messages that give from time to time, so why they are giving. So this way that will you will be able to just interpret, that able to assess, that able to just group certain kind of messages, that you're able to arrive your own conclusion, not also create your own, but also after just going through different kind of a content, different kind of a versions, different kind of presentation, different kind of a media platforms, it will make you to establish, be able to create your own media. So when you are just writing the media, you will keep in all aspects. So whether truth is there, whether accuracy is there, whether objectivity in your content is there, so how there are any kind of a cultural aspects in your content is required. So these are the aspects just will focus while you are developing your content. It will make you easy to develop your content. When you have all these skills, it will make you see different elements while you are writing, when you are writing your own content. Next, what are the advantages of developing a media literacy? First, it increases in media literacy. Your appetite for a wider variety of media messages will grow. So appetite, so it will become hunger. You will go for different kind of a media exposures. It will make you just see and cross check with the facts, with the similar kind of a content in different media, different platforms, so that you can just able to compare, you will able to come to the conclusion. Next, second, increases in media literacy. You can learn more about how to program your own mental codes. So mental codes program means how do you able to develop your media habits, how do you just segregate which media you need to select. Next, third, increases media literacy. You will be able to exercise more control over media. So that's why you will have more control on media. So this is the way how it will just next will be the learning ladders. So learning ladders improve our degree of media literacy in three ways: cognition, emotion, morality. So we spoke about this cognition, how it will develop. So the emotions, emotions, how it will develop. So progress of these ladders will accomplish the skills of analysis, evaluation, grouping, induction, deduction, synthesis, and abstracting. So these are the aspects we have just discussed in the previous classes as well. So that way, this is a learning ladders make you, when you just have this masters of the skills, and you're able to easily analyze and evaluate and group and induction, deduct the and synthesis and abstract the messages. Next, moral ladders. You also just know what is the moral values in this one. So there's what kind of influence and dependency and democracy in society. So that will briefly just conclude this class. So the we know the 19 article 19A is given the scope and where we can just have the freedom of speech and expression. So there are also the certain of limitations are there. So the voices, so that certain kind of limitations, according to limitation, you need to access. The media pluralism defines the state of having a plurality of voice, opinions, analysis, media system. Internal pluralism or coexistence of different and diverse types of medias and media support external pluralism. So media pluralism often recognized by international organization, non-government organization as being an essential part of a democratic state. So that's why Reporters Without Border considers access to the plurality of the editorial lines. Analysis the essential for citizens to able to confront ideas and make their own informed choices and conduct their life freely. So that's the way in society. So the way the media plays considered as the fourth stage of the society, it will act as the watchdog of the society. It will act as the opposition of the opposition in the parliament. It act as the opposition. It will just help you to build constructive criticism against the running government, or it will also just highlight the loopholes in the implementation of any schemes, any kind of a program. It also just give you directions and just make you to just go on a right path kind of things. So next, political economy. So political economy is nothing but it includes several domains, including journalism, broadcasting, advertising, information, communication technology. Political Economy approach analyzes the power of relationship between the politics and mediation and economics. The first, there is, I mean, no need. So that way, the kind of second is discussion with the epistemology of the field, emphasizing. So political economy means that kind of how the particular channel is running, particular channel is going through that. So how you need to just establish, how you need to just know. So what kind of a political background is, what kind of political, how the political economy means the how the particular channel is creating content, how it's been disseminating, how it been circulating, how it's distributing, how it's reaching to the larger segment of the people. That is the way how you will able to know, able to understand the political economy of the media. Medium is different kind of a news media, and print media has its own political economy, how it will develop, how it will establish circulation, how it will distribute its, I mean, newsprints, magazines, and maybe electronic media. It has, I mean, it has its own distribution ways used to disseminate the information. This is the whole thing here about the media literacy. So once you just develop this kind of a skills, you can able to differentiate it. You will be control the entire media. So whatever messages come on, just you will just be exposed to. Just will be able to have certain kind of a control on media as well. So here just, I mean, stop in this session. So hope broadly, I just have covered the entire syllabus in this, I mean, specified time and specified hours. So hope any kind of a doubt, any kind of a, I mean, query, you just you have anything, you can just ask right now. So I will
No,
just give you 1 minute. So we may have
no doubt, sir. No
right.
doubts are all clear. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving your 2 years, sir. Thank you for
Yes, yes.
semester.
Yeah, thank you, Amjad.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Srisha.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you, sir.
you. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raghu. Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
thank you. Yeah,
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
sir.
much, sir.
thank you. Thank you.